So guys, in this video, let's talk about Coreum. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to Coreum. I'm going to show you their website, their Twitter, and talk to you a little bit about what makes up Coreum. Let's jump over to the screen and take a look at their website. First off, it is Coreum, Coreum.com. Their ticker symbol is Core, CORE. So Coreum is the first EGB, a new generation of blockchains that is geared towards enterprise needs in compliance with ISO 20022. Launch DeFi applications and protocols for businesses of any size. So you might ask, what's an EGB? Well, I'm glad you asked because we click on this button here. It's going to explain it. EGB networks, a new generation of blockchains geared towards enterprise solutions. So what exactly is an EGB? This is important to understand. Enterprise Graded Blockchains, EGB, is a new standard introduced by Coreum for blockchain networks specifically designed to provide the essential tools and infrastructure for enterprises of any size to build and run decentralized applications in compliance with ISO 20022. Some key elements EGB networks bring are security, scalability, interoperability, efficiency, and compatibility with regulatory requirements. So what are the key attributes of EGB networks? Compliance with ISO 222 requirements, real-time settlements with transaction details while not exposing confidential details of parties subjects involved, provision of an optional KYC feature on-chain, possibility to operate within the required AML regulatory framework while providing anonymous transactions by default when DeFi protocols and non-financial enterprise use the technology. Provision of 1,500 transactions per second as a minimum. 1,500. Having on-chain interoperability, there's that word again. That's a big buzzword for the ISO 222 tokens and coins is interoperability. Capability and cross-chain bridge to other blockchains. Use of a secure electronic and timestamp transaction ledger database shared by all parties in a distributed network. Comprisal of accurate and verifiable records for all transactions ever made. And audible and irrevocable transaction history. Cryptographic peer-to-peer networks. Single source of truth and irrefutable proof of existence, process, and provenance. Smart contracts, immutable terms, recorded in computer language and automatically executed. So why do EGB networks play an important role in mass adoption? The traditional financial industry is witnessing a daily increase in advocacy towards the adoption of distributed ledger technology. We see this with Quant. Blockchain technology in particular has shown immense potential for financial institutions. It promises considerable savings in infrastructure, transactionality, and administrative costs. Moreover, it can disintermediate the digital transfer of financial assets, reducing the role of central counterparties, and can also improve trust, accuracy, and resilience in financial ecosystems. So why are we not seeing a broad adoption of blockchains within the traditional financial markets? And here is the short answer. Make sure you guys pay attention to this. There's a lack of layer one blockchain technology able to ease the financial markets' regulatory concerns while providing secure, fast, cost-efficient, and scalable transactions. This is a big theme you see with the ISO 222 coins and tokens, is that they are in concert with the regulatory guidelines and rules, regulations, laws at all. Everyone within the crypto space agrees that all cryptocurrency transactions must remain anonymous and peer-to-peer without the need for a third party. Nevertheless, what if we have a new generation of blockchains that are able to provide an optional KYC? How about that? An optional know your customer feature to financial institutions. By default, they provide anonymous transactions when DeFi protocols and non-financial enterprises use them. This will lead to mass adoption of blockchain technology in both traditional financial markets and consumer-based decentralized applications. You can see why governments around the world would want that type of feature where there is an optional KYC feature in there. This is why this is appealing. What are some of the potential use cases of EGB networks in financial markets? And you can see right here in commercial banking, trade and supply chain finance, with payments, capital markets, risk management, regulatory compliance. EGB networks can disrupt the traditional financial markets. Central banks, commercial banks, stock exchanges, and many other players in the financial sector are keenly open to exploring blockchain potential. According to the World Economic Forum, right, the WEF, report published in August 2016, over 24 countries are investing in blockchain technology, and we see this more and more as more and more countries consider having what? The CBDCs. Over 90 corporations are part of blockchain consortia, and over 2,500 blockchain patents have been filed over the past 3 years. Additionally, over 90 central banks worldwide are engaged in blockchain discussions. In terms of funding, over the past 3 years, the U.S. has $1.4 billion invested through venture capital to explore blockchain usage in the financial sector. Recently, various blockchain technology platforms have been and are being developed. Over 300 technology startups, mainly in the UK and the US, have been working on enabling blockchain networks on the financial sector. And those are Kraken, BTC Jam, Hello Block, Block Cipher, Bifobo, Digital Tangible Trust, Ripple, there's Ripple right there, Ripple Labs, Coinbase, BitPay, and Bitpagos, to name a few. Established technology vendors have played a vital role in the blockchain ecosystem. For example, R3, IBM, Consensus, and Chain are the key players in the global blockchain technology market. Also, regulators and policymakers of financial sectors have begun focusing on blockchain adoption. FinCEN, Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, yes, and you know who, the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, are just a few examples of those regulatory bodies. Some examples of the problems that EGB networks can solve within the traditional financial markets. And this is the big thing. This is the big thing with any product or service, is that you want to be able to solve problems. And here is a list of the problems that they can solve with these EGB networks. And they're all in here. Real-time review and approval of financial documents, reduced counterparty risk, transparent factoring, disintermediation, ownership transparency, decentralized contract execution, regulatory transparency, reduced transaction fees, and automated settlement. Now, scanning further down, EGB networks can solve a main technological risks and challenges of financial institutions. And it goes on and on and on. The highlights here are performance, interoperability, standardization, and here are all the references right here. So it's good stuff. If you want to check out their Twitter, we'll just click on that real quick. You can follow them at Coreum, Coreum official right here. Now let's take a look at this. What are smart tokens? Token issuance just got a lot more powerful. Tackle the next generation of blockchain-backed assets supercharged with smart contracts. Let's learn more about these smart tokens. We're going to click on this button here, learn more. So smart tokens, the next generation of blockchain-based assets supercharged with smart contracts. Natively issued tokens wrapped around smart contracts with the ability to execute functions without the demand for an intermediary. And there's a technical paper here that we can take a look at another time. A new way to interact with digital assets on chain. Smart tokens allow enterprises utilizing the Coreum network to predetermine behaviors of specific tokens in order to execute specific and contract-like functions independently while operating on the chain's storage. value and data in one place. So here's a couple things here. You can build robust dApps. When execution time, fees, and responses are known, they become predictable, allowing stable applications to be built on Coreum. You can mitigate the risks of exploits. Smart contracts can be valuable and require extensive audits, while the code of smart tokens is discernible for all on-chain tokens. The power of tokenization unlocked. Assign unique properties and functionalists to fungible, non-fungible, and hybrid tokens on the blockchain. Manage ownership, access, and minting in a completely customizable and renewable and reliable manner. Powerful and scalable use cases. There it is right here. The big buzzword, or acronym we should say, the CBDCs and stablecoins. So you can see governments involved with the CBDCs, and of course stablecoins, banks involved with those as well. Tokenized securities, soul-bound tokens, interactive NFTs, programmable money, wrapped cryptocurrencies, real estate tokenization. So a lot of stuff here on their website. Now let's take a look here at the speed here. Build on the fastest layer 1 with the ability to process 7,000 transactions per second with a federated group of 32 rotating validators. Coreum is the fastest blockchain in the world. 7,000, up to 7,000 transactions per second with 32 rotating validators. Open source developers incentivization, scale with no limits, using the well-established Tendermint consensus engine and Cosmos SDK. Coreum brings a low latency proof of stake blockchain, more powerful, more efficient than, of course, proof of work. Now let's take a look at Coreum's price, sitting at 38.95 cents with a market cap at $38 million. This has been your quick intro, guys, to Coreum. If you want more information on the ISO 222 compliant coins and tokens, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and the notification bell for more. Also, you'll be able to watch our live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again on the next video.